Om Appayantu Mamangani Vak Pranaschakshu Shrotramatho Balamindriyani Cha Sarvani Sarvam Brahmopanishadam Mahang Brahma Nirakurya Mama Brahma Nirakarut Anirakaranamastu Anirakaranang Mestu Tadatmani Nirateya Upanishatsu Dharmaste Mai Santu Te Mai Santu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om. May my limbs, speech, breath, eye, ear, strength, and all senses become perfected. Everything is the Brahman proclaimed in the Upanishads. May I never deny Brahman. May Brahman never reject me. May there be no denial at all. May there be no denial at least from me. May I, who am devoted to the Atman, be endowed with all the virtues taught in the Upanishads. Om Peace. Peace, peace. Good morning. Today is the fifth part of the lecture series that we are giving on inspiring relationship between Swami Vivekananda and his brother disciples. So, in our last discussion, first, third, or fourth lectures discussions, we mainly focused on who were they. That is very important because the object of our meditation, of our contemplation, is a very important thing. If we do not understand that on whom, on what subject, we are meditating upon, we cannot get maximum out of that. So, we spent 3 lectures, almost 3 hours it means, 3 or maybe 4 lectures. So some of our brothers or sisters were a little bit of saying, Swami, when we will going to hear about Swami Brahmananda. So preparation is important thing. Here at the end of our Shanti mantra, we started today. May I, whom am devoted to the Atman, be endowed with all the virtues taught in the Upanishads. So we need, as a base of our spiritual life, some virtues. On that base, on that foundation, that you can build a multi-storied building. But that foundation must be strong. So that's why, keeping it in our mind, we have started this series. When we hear many life stories from these great people, noble souls, we think that we are hearing some stories. But behind that, all those stories, unknowingly, we gain something. When you enjoy these stories, you gain something, unknowingly. That is the way in our childhood, our parents or our teachers used to share stories to boost our morality, our ethics. So today, again, we have already started discussion upon the relationship between Swami Brahmananda and Swami Vivekananda. And we have mentioned that they knew each other from their very childhood. Childhood, I should say, their boyhood, when they are teens, maybe 17 or 18. Exactly we cannot that say what is the exact date it was started, but it must be around sometime maybe before or around 1880. And Swami Brahmananda, Rakhal Chandra Ghosh, he came to Sri Ramakrishna before Swami Vivekananda. Not much earlier, but around some time, but Swami Brahmananda came first. And his connection was Manomohan Mitra. He was a relative of Rakhal, that is the pre-monastic name of Swami Brahmananda. So Manomohan Mitra, he took Rakhal to Dakshineshwar. Yes, probably in Dakshineshwar he saw him first. And that's all. So now let us start after that story we have shared. And they both were very close to Sri Ramakrishna. Little bit we know already from the life story. Sometimes he used to mention Rakhal as a mind-born son, Manasaputra. And Swami Vivekananda became chief disciple of Sri Ramakrishna. And we have also learned that as a young boy, both were fascinated. Both of them used to go to a akhada, a place of wrestling. And they are well built, both of them, well built. And slowly, when their intimacy grew, because both of them have a common interest, started visiting Brahma Samaj. In those days, a reform movement. So both of them used to visit the Brahma Samaj. And there something interesting thing happened. What was the thing? And and probably just to remind you, we have also shared some story that was that Mahendranath Datta, the younger brother of Swami Vivekananda, had recorded. Some funny, interesting, their boyish adventure. At night, how they started Peacock March. Do you remember that story? At night, everyone was sleeping, and just a young boy, both of them, they challenged each other. Can you, it's some kind of walking on your hand, keeping your leg in the sky. Can you do that? At night, they challenge each other. So that kind of, why I shared that much? To intimacy. They're very just like a brother. Afterwards, when you hear that Swamiji scolding Swami Brahmananda, then you can, it is not like colleague in an office. No, they were not. They have some very close relationship. So anyhow, so let us start little bit of thing. When Swami Brahmananda first met the master at Dakshineshwar, master means Sri Ramakrishna. Swamiji was a member of the Brahma Samaj and believed in monotheism and the personal God, that is a formless God with attributes. As distinguished, it is Rakhal. I am talking about Rakhal. Swamiji, okay. He was, as a follower of Brahma Samaj. They had that Saguna Brahma. They used to believe in Swaguna Brahma, means without form, much like Christianity and Islam they preach. So Brahma Samaj was like that, little bit of, they had inclination to Western thought. So they didn't believe in Nirguna Brahma, Brahman, absolute truth without any attributes. Rather they believe in Saguna Brahma, the absolute truth with attributes, means the compassionate God, the creator God, who has some qualities, but formless. So here was the difference. As distinguished from the absolute Brahman of the Advaita Vedanta, that is a formless God without attributes. Sometimes during those early Dakshineshwar days, he took Brahmananda to task for bowing down before the images. He saw now when they started in Dakshineshwar, so when that following Sri Ramakrishna, Brahmananda, Rakhal, was started bowing down before the Mother Kali. So he scolded Swamiji, Noren, in those days, just like the elder brother or maybe the friend, what are you doing? We have already agreed to the forms that was given by Brahmo Samaj. We signed there that we will not, bow down before any image, because it's idolatry, a form of idolatry. So how you are bowing down all those things? And as a nature, gentle, soft, Rakhal started avoiding Noren. Again, if you face him, he will scold me. So Sri Ramakrishna noticed that something is going on between these two. So when Sri Ramakrishna came to know about that, he said to Noren, Swamiji, please do not intimidate Rakhal. He is afraid of you. He believes now in God with forms. How are you going to change him? Everyone cannot realize the formless aspect of God at the very beginning. Noren learned his lesson and never interfered with Brahmananda's attitude after that. Sri Ramakrishna was very protective of his Manasaputra, mind-born son. We discussed a lot on that mind-born and what is Manasaputra. We do not want to repeat that. But the who are listening for the first time, just know for sure, sometimes we believe in God Father, God Son, that kind of something. Probably much more so than he was of Swamiji. He knew that Swamiji could fend for himself, but Brahmananda was of a quiet, gentle and loving nature, more of an introvert who needed his protection. The master could not tolerate anybody saying one rude word to Rakhal. He also shielded him from doing manual work, saying he was merely a child. A very special relationship. And somebody, I think it was Ram's place or maybe Adhar's place. So they gave some responsibility to invite some prominent devotees. So this is a chart. Go Rakhal, young boy, just generally youngsters in our ashrama society also, they volunteer many things. So Rakhal was a young boy, so he gave the responsibility, you have to invite all those people, and Rakhal forgot to invite some of them. So after the occasion, they became very angry on Rakhal. So then Swami, so he protected Sri Ramakrishna. Oh, he's a mere child. So it is quite possible. It is interesting notice when Swamiji, Sri Ramakrishna transmitted his power at the end of Kashipur. It is we feel very nice to think that probably that protective, that attitude of Sri Ramakrishna also transmitted to Swami Vivekananda. Afterwards, he became, when Sri Ramakrishna passed away, that not only Swami Vivekananda, all of the Guru Bhais, brother disciples, they always tried to protect in that way to Swami Brahmananda. So he is a special, he had a special place in Sri Ramakrishna's heart. So in Baranagar episode, when Sri Ramakrishna passed away, and Rakhal didn't join the Baranagar monastery in the very beginning. He came much afterwards. He was visiting some places. Probably in 1886 October, the Baranagar monastery was formed. And he joined the monastery probably in January 1887. So after staying there for a few days, everyone had that kind of burning renunciation. Huh? Say they wanted to that just the following the traditional monks of India, they wanted to visit holy places, not staying in a certain place in a monastery. Huh? So just following and depending on begging, they used to visit holy places, just following the traditional norms of Indian monasticism. So many of them they started. So after some time, Rakhal also felt that I should also go. And we'll see Rakhal, if probably that part Sri Ramakrishna saw Rakhal in a divine vision. He was an eternal companion of Sri Krishna. So in this time also, in this birth also, we can see Rakhal always had a special inclination, a special love to visit Vrindavan now and then. And and everyone knew that. So now he wanted to go to Vrindavan and some other places, Kashi. Everyone, like every monk, loves to visit Kashi, Vaidyanatha Dham in Devghar, Ayodhya, the birthplace of Rama, or maybe in Himalaya, some places in Himalaya, all those places. So he also wanted to go those places. So, but remembering that Master Sri Ramakrishna always protected his son from any type of physical exertion, Swamiji would not allow him to do that. You cannot go. We'll take care of you. And you cannot bear all those austerities, all those struggle. You better not to go. You stay here. But with constant urging from Rakhal, he later relented, but made sure that another brother monk accompanied him to attend to his needs. Okay, I can allow you. Only this time Khoka will go with you. And who is Khoka? Shivarchanananda ji. Swami Shivarchanananda. His name was Khoka, literally means a young boy. So we'll discuss. So his nature also like a little boy. Though his age, their age group was almost same, but his nature was Khoka, like a little boy. Now, during this, okay, they started their journey. They visited many places, but we cannot mention each of them. But some remarks that was made by Swami Shivarchanananda, it reflects the nature of their austerity, what they were doing there. So on the banks of Narmada, when they were visiting the Narmada, the holy river, there is a temple of Omkarnath. And that place is connected with the Adi Shankaracharya. That is the place where Acharya Shankara, the Adi, the first Acharya Shankara, he met with his guru, Govinda Bhagavat Pada. So the holy land of Narmada, sanctified the glorious deeds of Acharya Shankara, seemed to magnetically draw that Maharajas. Now, again, Swami Brahmananda, Swami Vivekananda, I want to just, instead of Swami Vivekananda, now we'll call Swamiji. And Swami Brahmananda means Maharaj in general. Okay. So it drew Maharaj's soul. On the sacred shores of the Narmada, accommodation was arranged for the three of them. There was another monk, not of this, he was not the brother monk of, or maybe disciple of Sri Ramakrishna, but some other monk. So they were staying in a monastery. So from Swami Shivarchanananda, we learned that in this holy and conducive atmosphere, Swami Brahmananda remained deeply immersed in a transcendental state for 6 consecutive days, completely absorbed and unaware of his physical body. During this time, Shivarchananda and a wandering monk carefully tended to his body with great devotion. So this information we got from a letter of Swami Prabhavananda. So because, when you want seclusion, where nobody is there, You do not love to share all of your, not just like in a WhatsApp chat. Now I am here, now I am going to, so now we ate, that was the menu of my lunch. You do not like that when you were doing tapasya. So our only that source of this information we get from here and there. Sometimes they recollected all those memory. During this period, after the Narmada, Maharaj also stayed for a while at Fauzdar Kunj and later at Kalababu's garden house. So, where is Kalababu's garden house? Vrindavan. Observing his behavior at that time brought to mind a teaching of Sri Ramakrishna. The master used to say, just as a cow, after grazing to its fill, sits calmly in one place and ruminates its food thoroughly. Likewise, after visiting holy places and temples, one must quietly contemplate and become absorbed in the sacred thoughts they awaken. One should not return immediately to worldly pleasures and distractions, or else those divine impressions will not take lasting root. So this is the message. That's why we are sharing stories here and there. In between datas, in between stories, that is the message. When you visit a holy place, when you return, it is not wise to jump into very quickly in your all those daily chores of your daily life, distractions, pleasures, worldly pleasures. But take time to absorb what you have seen, what you have heard. So it will go to the subconscious mind. So we have to transform our subconscious mind. Spiritual practice, whatever now listening, when we are reading, we do swadhyaya, we read the sacred scriptures. So it's all about putting all those thoughts. You have to transform you have to change your habit from very core. So it was Sri Ramakrishna's advice, just like a cow. He eats first everything, then chew again and again, the same thing. That is the thing. I remember, it is not in a connection of that, but I sometimes we allow all those things. So yesterday or day before yesterday, I was reading some part, reminiscences of Swami Nirvanananda. Swami Nirvanananda and Swami Madhavananda ji, both of them, they came in this country in 1956. Both of them, they are visiting many places, many centers of the United States, maybe Hollywood, San Francisco, and many places, maybe Santa Barbara, maybe. So Swami Jyotirpananda, he is still alive. He was he is in Moscow. So he wrote that reminiscences, that part. He saw, as a young monk or brahmachari, he saw that when Swami Nirvanananda, he was an attendant of Swami Brahmananda, I must add. And that Swami Brahmananda was so pleased, so happy, to see the temperament of Swami Nirvananda, how he served him, he blessed him. So you will attain Brahma Jnana. So in brief, that I want to mention, because that's why I say that on whom you are thinking, it's important. Who is that person? So when he returned from the United States, Jyotirupande noticed, he saw that in those days, he used to go to the, Shayana Kaksha, Shayana Ghar, in Bengali or Hindi we call Shayana Ghar. Shayana means that to take rest. In a temple in general, if you go to India, in general I am saying, in big temples, in general, we have a separate room for the deity. As if in the Garbha Mandira, in the shrine sanctum, the deity is always busy to give darshana, to see the devotees and listening to their prayers. Busy, office hours. So deity is busy. So after offering food, like us, like lunch, you need a little bit rest, no? You love that. So we call Atmabat Seva. Atmabat, thinking how you love. You do the same thing, to your object of your service also. So he must have, because from 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock, he is not like us. So from 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, from the Mangalarati, the first Arati, first ritual, you are awake. So you need now, after 12 o'clock, 11 o'clock, need rest. So the room that is meant for that purpose, we call Shayana. Shayana means sleeping, Ghara or Kaksha means room. So in Belur Math, it is in the third floor. From the outside, you cannot understand. So if you see towards the dome, so somewhere there. So it is a secluded place. Hardly people go there, because all monks are also not allowed to visit now and then. So he used to go to that room up in the third floor, and secluded place, very beautiful. You will love that. So he used to, generally 7 o'clock in the morning or like that. And this monk, Jyotirupandi, noticed, because you see what the senior monks are doing. No? So he used to get down from the room 10 o'clock or 10:30, not before that, never. So he continued that practice for several months, and slowly he, that is some kind of rewiring your brain. No, in a different land, I went there again. You are you are placing yourself in a different realm called Belur Math, with that divine atmosphere. So it is some kind of connection is there. No. True to this spirit, Swami Subodhananda would go on alms round and offer the collected food to Maharaj. But that is why Swami Vivekananda and others, they sent Subodhananda ji with Swami Brahmananda. So it is Subodhananda, he would go on alms round, that is we call Madhukari. Alms from door to door, begging alms from door to door, we call Madhukari. And there is a beautiful thing. So Madhukari. Can you hear that? Madhukari. So Madhukari came from Madhukara. The word Madhukara. Madhu means honey. So who is Madhukara? It is the bee. That honey bee. So another name of honey bee is Madhukara. So what is the connection between begging alms and the honeybee? Honeybee, it say that it sits on the tender petal, soft petal of flowers, and collect carefully honey without putting any harm to the flower, gently collecting the honey and goes to a different flower. So the idea of Madhukari, begging alms, would be like, without, you are going door to door. And like think about just Himalaya and other. Many villagers are poor villagers, but they are very honest and pious. They know that it will, I do not, so they have some grihastha dharma. A dharma of a householder is to give your first part of your earning or whatever you cook to God and the seeker of God. Seeker like that. So you should not give much pressure on them. So Madhukari means go and collect little bit, not huge amount from a single household. So here comes the word Madhukari. So Subodhananda ji would go on alms round and offer the collected food to Maharaj after collecting them. Yet, absorbed in meditation and japa, Maharaj would partake only a small amount of that food at day's end. If Subodhananda returned late from begging, Maharaj would resume his seat for meditation without eating at all. For him, different kind. That's why what is the connection with that series of the, what is the inspiring relationship between Swami Vivekananda? Yes, when Swami Vivekananda made Swami Brahmananda as the first president and called him, please engage in work. So his inner urge was going for tapasya, all those things. He sacrificed all those things. So that is the connection. To understand what he sacrificed, we can understand their love also. Because whom you love, how much you love, you understand from your sacrifice, your personal pleasure, your personal likes and dislikes. You are continuing to follow your personal likes and dislikes, and at the same time you are saying, I have sacrificed something. So it is a hypocrisy. So here is the connection. At the same time, that mood, how to, we sometimes Swami, for 20 years I am repeating my mantra, nothing happening to me. How it will happen? There are holes. So according to Sri Ramakrishna, everything, whatever you are acquiring, you are earning, it is going away, like in a crack in the ridge, we called, in the cultivation field. So here is the mood. Okay, this is time, just like a professional. This is time for my meditation. Food yet not arrived. That I do not want food. I will sit. There is no bitterness, simply. Again, one memory is coming in my mind. It came from Swami Nirvanananda. So, if you visit Belur Math, the old that monastery where Swami Vivekananda's room is there, you can see Swami Vivekananda. That is, we call old monastery building. So from the bathing ghat of Ganga, of the Ganges, you can see, you will see a veranda in front of that, and then 3 or 4 rooms are there. So among them, one of the room was for Swami Brahmananda. So where was the restroom or bathroom? So you have to cross, again, just who have seen that in photograph or whatever else, some circular kind of wall you can see. So after crossing that, there is no roof there on the top of that place. So you have to go, if you want to go to the restroom, you have to walk through the little roof, and there is a restroom there. So in the early morning, when it is still dark, Swami Brahmananda's routine was, when he became a little elderly, so routine was that, as Swami Nirvananda wrote, so as per I remember, I may be wrong, but I can give a rough idea about that. So 2 o'clock or 2:30, he used to get up. He used to sit for meditation for some time, or japa, whatever likes. Maybe again, around 4:30, like that, he used to take a little rest. Again, after some time, he used to get up. In his old days, that was his kind of routine. So at night, you need to go for the restroom for an elderly person, or maybe cleaning your hand or feet like that before sitting for meditation. So there would be a fatwa. We call fatwa. Fatwa means a light shirt, light kind of shirt. So lightweight shirt. So they used to keep in some places. There's a fixed place. There was a fixed place where attendants is to keep that fatwa, that shirt there. And Swami Brahmananda, without opening his eyes, he used to get up from the bed and just from habit taken the fatwa, and because elderly person, he has to cross that open terrace, open roof. So wearing that, he would go to restroom. So one day it happened, he got up, and such like that, there was no shirt. He had to open his that eyes, and he, with a grave sound, he called, Shujji, Futuata Kuthai. Shujji means the nickname of Nirvanandaji. Where is my shirt? So you see Shujji Maharaj, he was not sleeping. He was also sitting in the veranda, already started repeating mantras. And at night, immediately came. So then he realized, and that sometimes it happens. No? You also sometimes forget. So he gave that fatwa. Then after some time in the morning, much afterwards, he told, you see, with a loving tone, not scolding. You see, today I could not, my mood became off in this morning. So that was the idea. Then Nirvanandaji, he told that, you see, without opening your eyes, you do not allow, you are trying your best, I will not the word to enter in my mind. So why this is the base foundation of your spiritual life. We talk about why I'm saying again I repeat. We talk about meditation. Take some kind of class on meditation, but you need preparation. Meditation, some kind of consequence of your actions, what you are doing. When you earn all those qualities, automatically it will happen. It will come just like a step, one step, second step. It will come automatically. So just keeping in the mind. So here, what I saw. So if Subodhananda returned late from begging, Maharaj would resume his seat for meditation without eating at all. Of Maharaj's spiritual practices during this period, Subodhananda recounted, there was no day or night for him. He would sit in one posture, completely immersed and motionless. He hardly spoke a word. In that Chaitanyamaya, we called, that conscious realm of that spiritual, Vrindavan, Swami Brahmananda set sail on the boat of spiritual discipline, firmly holding the rudder with a strong hand. His inner state at that time is revealed in one of his letters. We get a letter of what he wrote from Vrindavan. He wrote, when one stays in one place, the mind yearns to roam elsewhere. But that is merely delusion. Even the words of our Gurudev do not always awaken us. What they got advice from Sri Ramakrishna. Only when we stumble and fall do we truly understand. He used to say, he who is truly present here is also present there. He who is absent here, he is absent there as well. Now, I am beginning to understand this deeply. You have to practice to understand. It is the nature of your mind. It is said that in your Yoga Sutras that they call how to conquer the posture, how to conquer the asana. Asana literally means the posture when you're sitting. It is not always the meditation mat. Asana means the posture. So how to do that? For the several years after years, continuously, uninterruptedly, you have to try. Then you can become forgetful about your body. It is all about practice. That day I was watching a video where a sitarist, a sitar is a kind of a musical instrument, was playing with one hand. With one hand. I can mention his name anyhow, no, because I do not want divert your mind to there. So just playing like that with one hand, and another hand maybe here for a few minutes, not like always. For some minutes, maybe adjusting the microphone or something else to giving a rest to another hand. So the caption was, "See the muscle memory, the memory of the muscle." He practiced so much. He need not to think, need not to use his brain where my fingers I should set. It's just happening like that. So same thing, we think in spiritual life something mysterious. Swamiji repeatedly told that represent spirituality just like a science. Something that mystical stories we love to hear. So it is just like your little kid, it means. You need some story. Afterwards, before that, you wanted to hear some stories like king and queens and battle. Now you want to hear some stories of that. Oh, that happened. Oh, I cannot believe that it happened. Just we still, but it's good, better than that. It's better than reading nothing, better than doing nothing. It's always good. But we have to understand, we cannot remain our whole life in a kindergarten. We must walk forward. So here is the thing. So when one stays in one place, the mind yearns to roam elsewhere, but that is mere delusion, he wrote. And I started realizing that because I'm seeing Vrindavan, my mind is saying, go to Ayodhya, go to Kashi, one by one, one by one. Hmm. The wandering renunciate now turned into a settled monk, plunging into the depths of spiritual practice and gathering the gems of inner realization. So one day, Vijaya Krishna Goswami, here's two questions we'll see. One was asked by Vijaya Krishna Goswami, you may got his name in Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, a saintly person. And the same question, almost same question, was asked by Swami Subodhananda. When they saw Swami Brahmananda's going through all those austerities, all those tapas, and so they asked, Vijaya Krishna Goswami, he saw in Vrindavan. Paramhamsa Deva, that is Sri Ramakrishna, has already given you all forms of spiritual experiences, practices, realizations, and visions. Everything he gave you. Then why are you engaging once again in such intense spiritual austerities? With a gentle smile, Swami Brahmananda softly replied, by his grace I have indeed received those experiences, but now I am trying to fully assimilate and master them. Otherwise, you will become a spoiled child of a wealthy person, wealthy man. You just compare, like science. Just compare. Your father earned all those money and labored so much, and you just inherited all those things. But how to assimilate it? You have to do something. I remember read somewhere a wealthy person called Digambar Mitra in Kolkata. So somebody mentioning how the parenting of Digambar Mitra. He could give a palanquin or a horse carriage for his son to go to the school and college. But he told, no, you have to walk all the way. Go and walk. I will not allow. So this is called parenting. Little, you have to push your child to do something. It's for strengthening his muscles, not only your body, mental muscles also. So it is a part of your parenting. You have to allow your children to do some kind of exercise your muscles, both physical and mental also. Then you can assimilate whatever you got from your father or mother. This intense spiritual practice, striving, renouncing all physical comforts and pleasures, puzzled his brother disciple Swami Subodhananda as well. Repeatedly he wondered why Maharaj, to whom the master had given everything, was still immersed in such severe sadhana. One day, unable to contain his curiosity, he directly asked, why do you do so much japa and meditation? Didn't Thakur means Sri Ramakrishna, already give you everything? Then why such intense practice? For what purpose? So he told, oh Khoka, you remember? Subodhananda, Khoka, the treasure he has given me, the inheritance he has made me heir to, I must realize and make it my own. So it is a part of practice also. Okay. Now, little different scene somewhere. He was doing something in Konkhal. Trigunatītānanda ji, again we got an information from Trigunatītānanda's letter, who came here in this country, Sarada Prasanna. So in that letter we see Rakhal is now Konkhal. From there he will proceed to Rishikesh. I hear he has developed great renunciation. It was in Bengali, but how to say? So here we can see that. So at the time, in the deep, solemn and serene environment of Rishikesh, several brother disciples, Swamis Vivekananda, Turiyananda and Saradananda, were engaged in intense spiritual austerities. There, Swami Vivekananda fell seriously ill with a high fever, so severe that he lost consciousness. His body became extremely weak. When he gradually regained enough strength to endure some travel, his brother monks took him to Haridwar. So just give a some idea, if you go to the Uttarakhand, the new state, at the feet of Himalaya, Haridwar, Kankhal, it is just very close to, just a, maybe if you go by a car, it's 5 minutes, 5 or 10 minutes, Haridwar, Kankhal. And if you go to further up towards north, you will find Rishikesh. I forgot how much time it took, but I think it was less than 2 hours by car. So now you understand. Rishikesh, Swamiji and other disciples were there, and where he fell seriously ill. And it was a story kind of thing. They thought Swamiji passed away. And there's the idea, he had a deep kind of Nirvikalpa Samadhi kind of thing. And he got some instruction from Sri Ramakrishna. So you cannot leave now. you have to do many things now. Like that. That kind of thing, something happened. It is different. Swamiji never disclosed all those things. Or maybe he gave some hint. So there are different opinions about all those things. But anyhow, apparently he was ill, sick. So they came little. So from up, you are going down. So Haridwar. In Haridwar, they met the Diwan of Tihri, Sri Raghunath Bhattacharya, who, moved by Swamiji's condition and the monks' earnest efforts, gave them a letter of introduction to a renowned Hakim, a physician of Ayurveda, some kind of thing, in Delhi for further treatment. In the midst of all this, Swamiji came to know that his brother disciple, Swami Brahmananda, was engaged in deep tapasya in Kankhal. Filled with love and longing, they all set out to meet him. When they finally reunited, the scene was like a joyful spiritual fair. They are son of immortal bliss. They are not like a gloomy face monk. Never. Now we'll see. So that's why you understand better about spiritual world. Okay. So a gathering overflowing with affection and delight. Here something happened. You see, you saw Swami Brahmananda, what was happening in Vrindavan and all those places, deep immersed in spiritual, all those things. Now, a story, a light story. And see, they became, they may become a kind of giant, spiritual giant for a mother, but towards mother, just a little child. Your son may become the president of America or maybe the prime minister of India or whatever else. For mother, the same, her little son or daughter. No. So you see, among them, they are still like a brother. That's that joyful brother who is to love their companion. So his story. Swamiji had a strong fondness of spicy food. So Swamiji just recovered from the serious illness. So now is something after illness you feel not to some kind of distaste you feel in your tongue. You want something. Now I want little something different. So he had a strong fondness of spicy food always, as always. Quite often he would take up the ladle and spatula himself, cook. From begging whatever food you were getting, he used to cook all those things. Swamiji himself. When the brother disciples were cooking, everyone, so when he, in the seat of a cook, everyone would become nervous. So Swamiji is cooking, something is going to happen. They still remembered what had happened in Rishikesh, but they think Swami just recovered from the serious illness. Again, if he eats this kind of thing, what will happen? At that time, the brother disciples had built a little hut and were immersed in intense spiritual practices. If you go Rishikesh now, that Rishikesh was different, totally different. It is the only of the, I think, curse of the modern civilization. You just miss it. Different. So that Rishikesh, that everywhere was forest, jungle everywhere, and Ganga is flowing with that. There is a sound, and that different monks, different sadhus, they used to build small huts. It's not a proper hut. Small kutia we call kutia, small. So they used to immerse themselves day and night in that contemplation. So they also, when they went there, say they built a little hut and were immersed in intense spiritual practices. In the midst of this, Noren fell ill with a fever, probably again. Nothing tasted good to him, but suddenly he felt like having some khichuri. Oh, I want to taste. For a change, I want little khichuri. It is some preparation from lentils and rice. So they went around begging and managed to collect some rice and lentils to cook it, if they get something from here and there. They added plenty of chilies, just the way he liked it. As it happened, a little bit of mishri you called, a rock sugar or sugar candy kind of thing, they also got from the begging. So, as it happened, a little bit of mishri had also come in through alms. Young Rakhal Maharaj, being quite innocent, thought, why let this go to waste? Without much thought, he added the rock sugar to the khichdi. That was it. One spoonful of sweet khichdi. And Norent wrinkled his nose in distaste. Even in the middle of a fever, he scolded Rakhal quite sharply. Who puts sugar in khichdi? Who does that? Don't you have even a bit of sense? He was immersed in samadhi. In the previous pages, we have read. So, you see, this is the thing. But, apart from that, noticing Swami Brahmananda's weakening health due to his intense solitary practices, Swamiji lovingly said, that mother arose in Swamiji, that love towards Rakhal Maharaj. He told, come now, no more of this. You must come with us. We will not leave now. What we are doing, we are not happy with that. Swami Brahmananda could not refuse the loving call of his beloved Naren. Moreover, seeing Swamiji's emaciated form filled him with deep concern. He was also very sick, Swamiji. He was eager to accompany him to the city so that proper treatment could be arranged for him. The group of wandering monks next arrived at Saharanpur. There they heard from the kind lawyer Bake Bihari Chattopadhyay that their ailing brother disciple Swami Akhandananda was staying in Meerut. Swami Brahmananda showed great eagerness to visit him, and so all of them journeyed onward to Meerut. So we'll share, it is a new chapter, we'll share what happens next. All those brothers, they started their journey toward Meerut. And that is a beautiful incident, will happen. And sometimes the researchers of Ramakrishna Vivekananda literature, they called it became a second Baranagar monastery at Meerut. So we'll discuss in our next class. Om Niranjanam Nityam Anantarupam Bhaktanukampa Dhrutavigraham Vai Ishavatarang Parameshamidyam Tang Ramakrishnang Shirasa Namama. Salutation to Sri Ramakrishna, the incarnation of the Supreme Lord, who is worshipped by all and is the perfect embodiment of the eternal truth, manifesting in various forms to guide and help mankind. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Peace, Peace, Peace.